conspiracy
nothing to do
is
with
concerned.
willpower. It's an energy field that rises up. And whatever, the only way you can listen to any spiritual teaching is from that deeper level, not from the conceptual, mental level. And whenever you listen to a spiritual teaching, it's always from the deeper place, it's always a recognition of what you already knew deep down. So the truth is always recognized because it comes from, you listen from the same place where the teaching arises. And so it recognizes itself. The truth, you already know it, even though it may be too deep for you to access it for yourself. So then you listen to a spiritual teaching, and suddenly the truth that is in you is called forth and drawn out and responds upon you. And you immediately says, that's it, yes. Why didn't I know that before? Because you didn't know it before, because now you recognize it.
Don't panic.
Now there's something else in you that does not want to listen. The egoic entity may sometimes take over and say something like, I can't deal with that spiritual stuff now. It's just too much. What's the point of all this? It's not getting me anywhere, is it? I've been doing that for years. Where's it getting me? Nowhere. The story is,
Ego thought.
and then you believe in what it
Just
says.
ego fighting 是 ego
And
thought.
sometimes it can stop people temporarily
Documentary.
from
I've got a
going
bullet
to the spiritual teaching. But then if that goes on for long enough, you start to suffer more and more. And finally the suffering becomes the thing that awakens you again, that creates the gap or the opening in you, and you already are. Now you want to listen again. Can't stand the suffering anymore. So it's willpower is not it. Now it may sometimes look to, at first sight, it may look
那
when I
很
say
aggressive 对每个
be present. You can choose to be present.
inferiority tends to manifest as arrogance.
Choose to be present rather than to drift back into your mind. And there is an alertness associated with
不
presence.
老人，你
But
们
it's
全
a
部讲
relaxed alertness, not a tight alertness.
不能
It's not-
改 cannot
it's
改
not a-
，you cannot do anything about，它是很难改，很难清。一、
see the
二、
difference is easier
三、
acting
四
it out and
五
talking about
六
it.
七
It's not
is
it's
a
not the
futile
tight
attempt, is a
or
futile.
fearful alertness or even some anger behind it. It's a relaxed alertness, so it's almost it might seem incompatible almost with relaxed alertness, but it's not. So the alertness has an intensity to it. But that's not willpower. The non-relaxed alertness has an element of willpower in it. That's not it. You can sometimes see in paintings or drawings of Zen masters that alertness, and in Zen masters a particular version of spiritual
理智家
awakening.
，I don't know why。
There's a fierceness. There's a fierceness to the way they look sometimes in the ancient drawings. And there's also a fierceness to the way in which they teach. And it's partly culturally conditioned because everything comes through a particular veil. how to avoid in the case of the
You,
teacher.
you all are not
by
getting
the
me.
energy field of the teacher.
Getting me.
Some teachers are seen more forthright and aggressive. Most students not really aggressive, but
Really aggressive.
so to the
很血
so
腥
there
的
can be
这样
there's a fierceness sometimes.
behind.
The other is which is sometimes required to break through all mental stuff. You need to know whether you look fierce at the same time doesn't matter. But if you look at the greatest drawings of Zen masters, at first sight they look fierce. If you look more closely, you see that behind the fierceness there's a compassion and a gentleness. And of course, those can only be done by artists who are masters who can capture what the inner reality of the Zen master, which is both the fierceness and behind it is hiding compassion. The same applies to meditation practice. Willpower is not a good way to ensure that your meditation practice is successful. In other words, it doesn't work. Because willpower in meditation is the famous lid on the boiling kettle. You're holding it down, forcing yourself to be still instead of surrendering into the present moment so that stillness arises naturally. Forcing yourself to be still, and then that may work for a while. Then when the next episode of unconsciousness happens, which will be soon, when you go back into your normal life after the meditation, you come downstairs into the kitchen, and before you know it, you're shouting at somebody. And everybody is disturbing your serenity. When you hold things down, often after a while, an explosion happens. It's like a boiling kettle. You can't hold it for that long. And then you have some kind of rationalization in your mind, but you do it anyway. The mind will give you a reason. Certain actions take place, you do things, you know
Shut
they're
up.
not optimal things to do, but you can't help it. It's something acts through you. There seems to be some power there that makes you do things that you know are not right or not good for you, and yet you can't stop it. It seems to be the case.
不能控。
And that, of course, is often the case with people who are, well, you might be many different areas of your life, but this is often the case with addictions. For example, people are addicted to a certain substance, or are addicted to eating too much or drinking. There's something that overpowers them in you that seems to obscure the awareness, or the awareness is pushed to the side, and this powerful thing does it anyway. And again, my answer is a little bit similar to
啊？啊，知道，看 message 啊。 他哪里疼我呢？他那里 stop this nonsense， 不 stop 你们全家人，其实根本是要我失败的。No, stop this nonsense. No, stop this nonsense. Do it anyway. Stop this nonsense. Stop this nonsense and do it anyway. And do it. 不喜欢我也不要亲戚。I don't want 亲戚。It's not getting me anywhere. It's not getting me anywhere. It's not getting.
What I said to the first questioner tonight,
I've got a bullet with your name.
the power of the presence needs to grow in you so that it is strong enough not to. It's not willpower, because willpower is
Drop
not
your weapon and hands
the
up.
best way of dealing with these things. But it's what I'm talking about could sometimes be confused with willpower. But willpower includes the application of a
Just
force to hold
think.
something down.
Do I even have to repeat that?
Your addiction is to indulge in intoxicating beverages, in other words, booze is the British word. Then it comes on, there it comes, you know the bottles are there. There they are. You have to go there, you have to reach out and you have to pour yourself a drink. Now, when you're not aware at all, you don't even know what you're doing, it's so unconscious, you're already holding the drink and you're drinking it, that you, at that point you...
Our turret has been destroyed. The enemy has slain more.
Same with food. I've spoken to people who've had addictions to food. They often say they wake up and they've already eaten at the middle of the night, they've already unconsciously gone to the fridge, taken out the chocolate cake. They're only halfway through the chocolate cake and suddenly think, what am I doing? But there is something at a very big point. Willpower would be to hold the urge down. Let's say, alcohol, they have the pull of it. Example, at the time I was doing. No, it's not right with that. I'm not here for that. He actually told us not to do it. And I can back off of it. I have to go. I can't. No, you would say, I'm going to hold this down, I'm not going to do it. And the urge to hold it down. When you hold things down, often after a while,
到底什么事哦？我不知道了，没有，
burning candle,
不要理。 哎，
and then you have some kind of rationalization in your mind.
他不对了了，敲头，除非你肯敲头了。
I spoke to a man who's addicted to
除非你肯敲头，
Drop your weapon and hands up.
holding very unhealthy.
你怎么不要敲头？敲头，敲头，哎，敲。真的是鬼死会打，现在我已经死会打。I'm not supposed to do that.
His mind would say something like, "You've had a rough day, you really deserve a treat." It explains why it's the right thing. I'm not going to do it for much longer, but just today I need a really good treat. Life is not hasn't been treating me, but it's all the pleasure I have. What should I do? All I have is for other pleasure in my life. Attempting to show him that this thought is a deception, and I had a little success. Unfortunately, it was too late to say that he's no longer in the body, but that's okay. He's the essence of never